Hi Trinity families, it's Miss Jessica here this week. I'm here to read you your frolic story, The Little Bible Heroes. So this week our new friend is Peter. So we're going to find out what Peter does in the Bible and why he's our little Bible hero. So let's get reading. Jesus wants to pray by himself. He sends Peter and the other disciples ahead of him in a boat on the Sea of Galilee. So there's Jesus and there's the other disciples. And there's our friend Peter this week. The sea is rough and strong winds make it hard to sail across the water. Oh no, Peter looks kind of worried, doesn't he? Suddenly, the disciples see Jesus walking on the water towards them. Wow, that's amazing! Jesus is walking on the water. They are terrified and scream. But see, the disciples don't think that's so amazing right now. It is I, don't be afraid, Jesus tells them. Peter says, Lord, if it is really you, tell me to come to you on the water. Jesus tells him to come. Peter gets out of the boat and walks on the water too. Isn't that so amazing? So there's Peter now and he's walking to Jesus on the water. But Peter soon becomes afraid of the wind and begins to sink. Lord, save me, he cries. There's Jesus coming to save him. Jesus grabs Peter's hand and together they walk back to the boat. The disciples are amazed. See, now they're amazed and happy. They have smiles on their faces now. Truly, Jesus is the Son of God, they say. Isn't that a neat story? So that is our story of Peter. So this week, what Peter and the books want you to remember is that Jesus is always there when you need him. So that's what we're going to remember. Jesus is always there when you need him. And this week, our Bible verse comes from Matthew chapter 14, verse 29. And it says, "Come," he said. And climbing out of the boat, Peter started walking on the water and came towards Jesus. So we just figured that out in our little story this week, that Peter was able to walk on the water towards Jesus. Now there's two questions this week if you want to talk them over with your kiddos. The first one is, you can ask your kid, would you have been scared if you saw Jesus walking on the water? I have to admit, I think I would be scared if I saw Jesus walking on the water. And number two is, do you trust in Jesus to help you? There we go. Do you trust in Jesus to help you? So that's another great one that you can go over with your kiddos. And again, if you want a printed copy of these questions, they are on our website. Again, that was the story of Peter. Thanks for tuning in and reading it with me, everybody, and we'll see you next week.